So you're looking to get business financing, but you have bad personal credit. This video is going to actually give you value and go in depth on how you actually get financing for your business if you have bad credit. So I want you to watch the entire video if you are serious about getting financing for your business. There are lenders out there that will even lend to you and deposit the funds within 24 to 48 hours. So if you are in serious need of business financing and you actually have a business set up, preferably a business that is already generating revenue, I want you to watch the entire video because it's going to be value packed. I'm going to include a lot of information on what you need to get approved, the types of financing, as well as give you a lender that will lend to you even if you have bad credit. This means loans and lines of credit. So watch the entire video. Listen up. If you need help with your business and personal credit, we have a brand new credit community that offers a ton of value and a ton of resources to help you clean some negative items off of your credit reports, boost your credit score, be able to get approved for personal funding as well as business funding. I also give you some secret hacks that's going to help you remove some items within as little as 24 to 72 hours. You get access to my #1 recommended DIY credit repair software that actually includes Metro 2 compliance and laws in there that is going to also help you get items like bankruptcies, collection, late payments, and more removed off of your credit reports, in addition to the secret hacks, as well as access to 350 plus business credit cards that are 0% APR that go up to 18 months. You get the data points on who they pull from and more. You get a ton of stuff here. If you want to get more information about this community, click the link down in the description and in the pinned comments. You get a 7-day free trial for a limited time only. Okay, so let's get right into it. I'm gonna actually change this to 750 because I do have lenders that go up to 750, and you can also get help with getting access to the lenders that we work with that will fund your business if you meet the requirements that I talk about in this video. So you definitely want to get inside of that credit community and send me a direct message. Okay, so what types of funding can you get with bad credit? So you can get EIN only business credit accounts. So there are credit cards that you can get from different companies or different retail stores like Lowe's, Home Depot. You can get gas credit cards. You can get credit cards from Sam's. They have a store credit card as well as a MasterCard. I've had the MasterCard and the store credit card. You can get approved for other types of business credit that only require an EIN, but you must make sure that your business is properly set up and that you start building your business credit with those initial business credit accounts that actually do not require that you have any revenue or anything like that. And they don't require any paperwork or any documents. If you want more information about that, there is going to be a link on the EIN only business credit information and training in the description as well. So the next type is going to be revenue-based financing. So this is where you can get financing based off of your company's revenue. They don't really pay much attention to your personal credit, although there are some lenders who will not accept you if your personal credit is not over a 500 credit score, but they are more concerned about your business's revenue, how consistent it is, and if you have the ability to pay back financing. And this can come in the form of lines of credit, or you can also get loans based off of your business's revenue. Now, the next type is going to be merchant cash advances. Now, this is a little bit different. It is not an actual loan, but it is pretty much the purchasing of your future receivables. So your future revenue is being purchased by a lender for a certain amount of rate, which is called a factor rate. So they pretty much advance you your future revenue and you pay it back either on a daily or a weekly basis. It's automatic payments. It's pretty easy to get approved for. This is the most common type of business financing that businesses get, especially if the owner's personal credit is bad. And we're going to talk more about that in a few seconds in more detail, but there is also invoice factoring as well. And this is where you can get financing based off of invoices that you have in your company. Like, for example, truckers may be paid for a load on a net 60, and they may not be paid right away for their job that they're doing for a company. So with invoice factoring, you can get paid that money that you're supposed to be getting paid 30 days from the invoice date. You can get that paid within a day or two. So that is invoice factoring. If your company does business based off of invoices, you can also get financing based off of the invoices or accounts receivable that you have. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the requirements for business financing with bad credit. So when it comes to getting your business credit or EIN only business credit, you're going to, of course, make sure that you properly have that business set up, meaning you have your LLC, you have your EIN number, you have your phone number, website, email address, and you also have to make sure that everything is matching everywhere, and make sure that you are not using your home address on those documents and also on your website. Make sure that you have a professional address that is going to be listed on all of your documents. That's the EIN documents, the corporation documents, the website, all of that, and it must be matching everywhere. Now, for revenue-based financing and the merchant cash advance financing, you will need to make sure that you have consistent revenue. So you need to make sure that you have at least $5,000 per month in monthly deposits, and you can typically get around the same amount in financing. So if you make $5,000 a month, you can sometimes get up to $5,000 in financing. So when it comes to revenue-based financing, you're going to get a percentage of how much your monthly revenue is. Sometimes they may give you 100% of your monthly revenue as a amount for financing. Now, some lenders will allow you to get funding even if you have only been in business for 90 days. Now, this is for the revenue-based cash financing or the lines of credit, or even the invoice financing or invoice factoring. This doesn't apply to the EIN only business credit. And this really varies from lender to lender, but it's standard that you have to have some time in business. I have one lender that I know of that only requires that you have been in business for at least 30 days, but they only accept brick and mortar businesses, and you have to have $17,000 per month in revenue or more. Now, the other requirement is usually going to be that you provide 3 to 6 months of bank statements. Also, they may require that you provide proof of identity, like a driver's license. And then also they're going to require that you provide a voided check. So that's standard documents that they're going to require. They usually don't ask for tax returns or anything like that. Now, one lender that I do know of, because they provide high lines of credit, like high limit lines of credit, they may ask you to provide more than one document that proves you own the business, such as like the first part of your tax return that shows the EIN number, as well as maybe an operating agreement or your EIN letter. So keep in mind, you may have to provide a few documents, but at the bare minimum, you're going to have to provide 3 to 6 months of bank statements, depending on the lender, a voided check, and a copy of your driver's license. Oh, and also they do require bank verifications. via Plaid. That's most of them. Some of them may be old school and not use Plaid yet, but they do require some form of bank verification. Okay, so now I'm going to show you one of the lenders that we work with that goes up to $750,000 in loans and lines of credit. They are revenue based. They check Equifax. You have to have a minimum of a 551 credit score with Equifax, and you can be in business as little as 30 days, but you have to have 17,000 per month in revenue, and you have to be a brick and mortar business. So the lender is ARF Financial. There is going to be a link to apply directly with them. We are a broker of theirs. We work with them directly. So if you go through the link, you can get help from me as well as some of their loan officers to help you get approved. If you go through that link, you get approved a lot quicker because I will also be helping you with the approval process. So they offer business lines of credit. They also offer loans. So they have different types of loans like working capital loans, flex pay loans, bridge loans, and then they have interest only revolving lines of credit, and then interest only loans. And this is one of their most popular types of lines of credit, which is the IO bankroll, which is short for interest only revolving line of credit. Now, if you have a brick and mortar business that does great revenue, this is a great opportunity to get funding for your business in the form of a line of credit, which means you can withdraw the money to your business checking account and you can pay it back and keep using that line of credit until the draw period ends. So sometimes they give you an 18-month draw period. Sometimes it's 24 months, 36 months. It depends on what you're approved for. So for this particular type of line of credit, you have to be in business for 4 years, and then you have to have 1.5 million in annual revenue, and then your minimum credit score has to be 651. But the other types of lines of credit, like the revolving line of credit, this one is not interest only. This is the bankroll line of credit. This one is a little bit different. Now, on their website, it's going to say up to $1 million on some of the products. Now, this is the max that you can get. And I believe this is after you have already had your line of credit and you're doing a renewal or something like that. A lot of times the initial lines of credit don't be $1 million unless you make millions of dollars in revenue. Now, for the bankroll revolving line of credit, the requirements are the standard requirements that I talked about before, which is the 551 credit score, the 30 days in business minimum, and a minimum of 17,000 per month in revenue. So now I'm going to show you the industries that they work with, because they do not work with all industries. And again, is brick and mortar, no home-based businesses, no online businesses. So they have a preferred industry list, which is B2C, which is going to be like stores, restaurants, pharmacies, auto repair, bakeries, caterers, bars, barbershops, beds and breakfasts, dentists, hotels, nail salons, spas, urgent care facilities, photo shops, or photo studios. And then you also have physical rehab. So there's a big list here of the different types of industries that they work with. And then they have the expanded portfolio industries, which is the B2B industries, like accountants, commercial cleaning services, engineers, commercial landscaping, radio stations, IT services, so on and so forth. So if you want to get started with this lender, if you meet the requirements, please do not apply if you do not meet the requirements. If your business is not in one of these industries listed here, please do not apply because you're not going to get approved. If you have a business in another type of industry and maybe you have less revenue, like 10K per month revenue or something like that, go ahead and just sign up for the credit community, get the 7-day free trial, and then also send me a message and let me know that you want help with getting direct funding. And give me details on the type of business that you have, and we can see if we can help you with getting funding and also with your business credit and other things inside of the community. Links will be down in the description and in the pinned comments.